The third policy domain has to do with private contracting. Now, schools provide a variety of services under the umbrella of education. It's not just instruction, it's not just teaching, it's not just content. There is much more. Schools need to provide food, sports, welfare, counseling, and other kinds of things. Now, food, even if you have a tuck shop or whatever you have, you need to provide for that. You need to have one there, so you need to work on that. Sports facilities, what kind of games? Because we want children to be growing up physically healthy as well. And just sitting in the classroom the whole day is not going to do that. And so what kind of physical facilities, playground areas, physical space per student needs to be worked out, and then what kind of facilities, training do you provide? Welfare, counseling. When children need counseling, are we willing to do it? Number one, do we know what to do in counseling? And so making sure that your teachers are trained in various forms of counseling. And today, with children exposed to so much via the internet and technology, counseling is absolutely important. There is smoking, there are drugs, there is sex, there is bad company, there is safety and security. There is so much that children get exposed to at a much earlier age than we were exposed to, and then they get peer pressured by their friends into the wrong kinds of activities. These children need counseling, and sometimes even parents need counseling. And it is the job of the school. The job of the school is not simply teaching, it is much more. And I strongly believe anyone's job in education is a 24/7 job. It does not run from 8 to 2, 5 days a week. Many of these ancillary services could be provided by private firms under contract. Now, yes, as the school, I don't have to go and buy all the tuck shop material or all the stationery material that I would like. I can have contractors. I can ask outsiders, third-party individuals to come in and work. Provide the food, provide the sport facilities, provide the equipment, provide the counseling services. And sometimes, even in the best of institutions, for counseling, one needs to go out to professional groups of individuals or professional organizations that know what to do. After all, there is diagnostic. You have to do some diagnostics and find out what the issue is. And then there is the remedial. You cannot, without doing any diagnostics, jump to the remedial, because you may then be remedying the wrong thing. If private contractors are more efficient at delivery, then governments may seek to encourage more contracting of educational services. So that's what the government also learns from the private sector. Yes, we are efficient, we are good, we provide all these things in our schools and institutions, and the government can also learn from these private experiences. Given this large number of services that schools provide that are not directly educational, numerous companies have emerged as contractors to schools for textbooks, food, transport, and even cleaning services. See, supplying textbooks, it's not the principal's job or the administrator's job to go and buy textbooks and bring them to school. We have bookshops. We can contract with bookshops for supply of textbooks, copies, stationery, and those kinds of things. Cleaning must happen. School has to be cleaned, dusted, swept, all that. Someone has to do that job. Transport, if you provide transport, and a lot of our children come through private wagons and buses and all that, that's contracting. But the school is responsible for making sure that the transport facility is available through however many contractors or van people that they may have engaged. In the United States, in the 1990s, a new niche opened up in the form of educational management organizations. These companies supply management services to schools. In other words, management is critical also for schools. Management in terms of assessments, writing the test papers, the quizzes, the exams. See, when teachers write their own papers, I then teach to the exam. When my test papers come from outside, I don't know what to expect, and therefore my teaching is going to be much better because I am not preparing students with the questions that will be on the exam, because I'm not writing the exam, I'm not making it, I don't know. I have no hand in the item writing. I won't even see the paper till the day of the exam. And those kinds of services, those kinds of management services need to be provided. I think even if our teachers and our administrators are trained, they would be able to do a much better job of testing within classrooms. Private contracting may therefore allow a school district to concentrate on education without having to operate a cafeteria or food services or transport or something. With these other ancillary services handed out, you are now free to focus and concentrate on education, the teaching aspect of the school, because the other aspects have been handed over to other third-party groups.